But there's a verse that I want to share with you guys. And this verse is one of my all-time favorites. And I believe that this verse is for every single person in this room. And I want you to take this one to heart. I want you to let it hit you. I want you to let it sink in. Because I believe that God wants to speak to each and every person in this room tonight. God wants to meet you right where you're at. So listen to this one. This is 1 Peter 2:9. And the verse says, "But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's own special people, that you may proclaim the praises of Him who called you out of darkness into His marvelous." The first line of that verse says, "But you, not the person next to you, not that other person over there, you are the chosen generation." Do you get that that is you? That is who you are. That is who God is calling you to be. God has chosen each and every one of you to live now for such a time as this, and we are called to go out into this world, and we are called to change things. We are called to make history. We are called to impact this world around us so greatly that when we impact them, this world is never going to be the same, because each and every one of you were on this earth. Each and every one of you lived. That is what our calling is. That is who God is calling you to be. But so often we get so scared because, well, we have so many excuses. There's always like, well, I messed up too much. God couldn't possibly want to use me. Or God, I'm nobody special. So obviously I have nothing to offer. What if we put aside the excuses and we put aside feeling not good enough, and we have the courage to ask God why He created us in the first place? Because when He created each and every one of you at the beginning of time, He put something inside of you that only you can fulfill. Only you can do that one specific thing that God put inside of your heart. And I am done seeing my generation throw away their calling to live a substitute life, to fit in and be just like everybody else. I'm done sitting on the sidelines. I'm done sitting in my nice, comfortable little church complaining about everything that goes wrong in this world, but never having the guts to do anything about it. Guys, we need to be the change that we want to see in this world. That needs to be us. Do you have the courage to find out why God created you? Do you have the courage to find out what your calling is? Do you have the courage to live it out? Because you are called to be great. And you are called to make history. I don't care how old you are, and I don't care how young you are. God has something for you specifically. You are called to be the next Mother Teresa's. You are called to be the next Joan of Arc. You are called to be the next Martin Luther King. If you don't know who those people are, look them up. Because they made history. They made it. They lived a life of sacrifice. And because they lived that life of sacrifice, this world was never the same, because they were here. God is asking you to come closer to Him, and to put aside the things of this world, and to fall so madly in love with Him that when He calls you to do something, you're going to do it. Because this world has nothing to offer us compared to what God has in our life. And I know a lot of times, like I said before, we have a lot of excuses, and I'm calling it, so I'm not going to do anything great yet. I'm going to wait. Right now, what you can do now, while you're waiting to hear what God is speaking to you, because He is speaking to you. Bottom line, each and every one of us are called to love, and that is a calling in and of itself. We are called to be God's hands and feet to this world. We are called to change our cities by seeing people that maybe we would walk by every single day and pay no attention to. But when we get so close to the heart of the Father, the things that break His heart will break our hearts. The thing that He sees, we will see. Do you see people that maybe you don't know? Are you brave enough to step outside of your comfort zone and go pray for somebody? and go speak into somebody's life? Do you know where your local homeless shelter is in your city? And do you go love on those people that we look down upon in society? Do you know where your local crisis pregnancy center is? And do you go love on them? Your food pantry, whatever it is, even Operation Crystal Child. What we've been talking about tonight. Will you pack a box and send it out to a kid that's maybe never had a gift before in their entire life? Will you step outside of your world, outside of your comfort zone, and be willing to risk it all to love God? The song we're going to do, I love the bridge on it, and I know it's silly to say that because we wrote it, but I can do that. I love the bridge because every time I sing it, it gets me. It almost makes me cry every time I sing it. Love is marching to his heartbeat. That means that we are close to the Father's heart. God sees every single person and their destiny and their calling, and that is what we are supposed to see. Guys, I want to challenge you tonight to get out of the comforts of your life and go do something great. But you don't need a stage, you don't need a platform, you don't need a microphone to do something great. Mother Teresa always would say, if you can't feed a million, just feed one. Start with one. That's all it takes, because then it's going to be a ripple effect. Start with one. You don't have to change who you are. Just love God and listen to his voice. And that's when you're going to change this world. This world is never supposed to be the same because you live. I believe in you. I believe in who you are called to be. I see that in you, and I want you to see how great you are. I want you to see you the way God sees you. Because you are great. And you are called to make history, and we are called to love. The greatest of these is love. That is who we are. And when we love people, despite their beliefs or who they are, how they look, or how they dress, or what they believe, that is when we will change this world. That is when we will redefine what a Christian is. That is who you are.